Before we delve into this interview, please remember to go to thesocialblueprint.org.au to see all the upcoming events in our community and check out all the resources our community has to offer. So today, we have invited Anna Grosman from Her Confidant to come and have a talk to us and tell you what goes on behind the scenes male escort agency. Anna, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure. We're looking forward to this interview with you. I think what you do is so exciting for women and the lucky men who get to be on your books.
Definitely.
So, to begin, where did you go to school and how did you get into this business?
Oh my goodness. I went to Beth, Rivkah, from prep right through to year 12. So I'm a Beth Rivkah chick.
Wow.
And here I am with Her Confidant. So yeah, something different, something that we don't expect. But yeah, I love helping people. I love bringing people together. I love networking, and in whatever way I can help, I'm here in every capacity, whether it's connecting people for work, whether it's in a relationship, matchmaking, whatever it is. I just love to help, and it's always been just in here and just comes naturally and intuitively to me.
And what gave you the idea to set up a female escort agency?
Well, back when I opened up the first one with a friend of mine back in 2012, that we had quite a few single friends who were divorced and separated, and they were just sort of saying there are actually no decent men, and they weren't really ready to get married again and go into a serious relationship. They just wanted to find themselves and, you know, just have a bit of fun as well in life. So my girlfriend and I thought it'd be a great idea to start a male escort agency for women, because there's mainly escort agencies for men, run by men. There are a few women, but the way they're run, there's just no integrity. And whenever I do something, whether it's business or just myself, I work with integrity, respect, compassion, empathy, kindness. Like that's here. That's what I'm made of. So with anything I do, with any business I do, that's what I sort of start off with. And you should start always a business from that point of view, with being, wanting to help and bring people together. I think that's really important.
Certainly. I'm curious, how did you do research of your competition?
Well, back 2012 we Googled, we spoke to a lot of people, we had some really lovely people that sort of opened doors for us and were able to get as much information, because we're both not from the industry. And it was a very interesting 2 years of research and really getting to know what it's about. We went to brothels, we went to escort agencies to really speak to people on the ground and see what they liked, what they didn't like, how the industry needed to be changed. And I'm all about, getting rid of the stigma and the shame that comes, along with women using such a service. It's just really sex at the end of the day.
Yes.
And it's something normal that everyone does, whether they want to talk about it or not. So it was something that we're both interested in starting on. I'm an open book. My husband and I have been together for 36 years, married for 30. We've got a couple of boys, and we've always had a great sex life. So I always thought that everyone else was having the same kind of sex as I was, but no, unfortunately not. And everyone doesn't really want to talk about it. They're very private and personal. But I've got a group of girlfriends from both Rivkah, and we sit down and we get right in there, just bring it all out, talk about everything, vibes, whatever a woman goes through from their teenage years right through, I'm 53 now, I've gone through a lot, and we've gone through a lot together. I've got some really gorgeous close friends from the age of 5, and we went right through
Amazing.
School together, and it's just wonderful. We catch up regularly and we just talk about real stuff, and really just being able to be open and honest with how we feel, and no judgment. I just think a lot of people judge each other, and it's really unfair because no one's got a perfect life. No one's perfect, physically, in any form, or matter how much money you have, no one's perfect. And so who has the right to judge what someone does in their time, with their money, with their body? We don't have that right, but people feel they do. So when we get together, it's a really sacred, really beautiful time where we have bagels, we talk about our kids, our lives, our business, our personal needs as women, as mothers, as wives, or single women. And yeah, we just support each other, and that's what I love about it. It's just really, really, really beautiful.
Very fortunate. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And I do that with all my friends, not just the girls from school, but whoever I've come across thousands of people in different work industries. I just really believe in the connections are so important, because someone that I met 30 years ago, I can ring them up right now, they'll remember me, and we can just click again. So, you know, I always try not to burn bridges, and really sort of, I love meeting people, hearing about their stories. What can I learn from you, and how can I help you? That's really who I am.
Beautiful. To go into life with curiosity.
Yeah.
It's so important, and it keeps you young and open-minded, which is what's brought you here today. Is your husband as open-minded as you? How did he feel when you started doing this research?
We've got a very strong trust bond together. Like, we're extremely trustworthy of each other, and I think, you know, being close sexually helps as well. So I've never ever thought, you know, he works as a GP, so he does pap smears, he sees women naked. I really couldn't care less. And at the end of the day, this is just a business. I'm not sleeping with these people. I'm like an HR or PR agency. I'm connecting people.
Yes.
So I'm the middle person.
Yes.
And yeah, do they have sex? Yeah, sure. Sometimes they do, but it's not always about sex.
Yes.
So I think he sees it as a business, and an important business, and he's always very supportive. And yeah, we have some great chats about it.
I'm sure. Your boys, they're now young adults.
Yes.
What do they say to their friends about Mum's business?
Oh, look, when they were younger, because I started, I think they were in high school, and they couldn't quite grasp what was really happening. They thought it was all funny and jokes. But I remember them going on their schoolies, and I used to pack a whole box. I used to have condoms in my office. I'd give them a whole box of condoms. You go, make sure if it's not on, it's not on. That's what and be very respectful to the girls that you're with. And yeah, I've brought up two amazing young men, and they're very, very respectful with women, and they help out with their partners. One lives with his partner now for many years, and he cooks, he cleans, he does everything. He loves doing it, and she does like that. You know, it's that equality and that equal balance, which is really important. So I think I've done a really great job, and they're just really wonderful men. Very proud of them.
Very well. I'm sure they're proud of you as well.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
do they say to you? Do they talk to you about it? Do they ask questions?
Oh, we always do. Always. Yeah.
Yes.
We have sushi Thursdays for the last 15 years. Every Thursday is sushi Thursday at my place, and they'll bring their mates along over the years. One of my girlfriends will come, and we'll have really deep and meaningful, open conversations about anything and everything.
Beautiful.
My house has been a safe space for people to come, whether it's friends, whether it's their friends. What do we want to talk about? How do you want to deal with it? Can I help you? Like, that's always been my home. My home is your home. So yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, Anna.
Yeah.
You've got a very open, warm heart, and it's translated to this, creating these businesses. So you had a first business 12 years ago. You started with a friend, male or female?
Female. She was a girlfriend from school as well.
Okay. Oh, lovely. And then you had that for how long?
From 2012 to 2018.
Okay.
So that was Aphrodisiac Male Escorts.
Right.
And it was extremely successful. We were helping women from all over the world. We had clients flying in, having bookings, and absolutely life-changing events were happening, which was so incredible and humbling for women to first not only just pick up the phone, but open their world to me and let me into such a sacred place. And some of them were coming from so much pain and heartache, where there was a lot of trauma, there were rape. It was just horrible stories. And we'd sit there, we'd cry together, we'd talk through it. And the gentlemen that I work with are absolutely incredible. They're very sensitive and kind and gentle with the clients, and I make sure that the gentlemen that I work with are really specific and really good humans. That's really important to me.
So many questions just out of that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, can you share with us a couple of stories, or even one, that stays in your mind from Aphrodisiac, from the experiences that happened there? Can you think of one? I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
No, that's fine. There's one that I talk about a bit because they talk about people talk about older women not having a sex drive or just invisible, as a lot of women feel even younger. But we had this gorgeous client. I think she was in her late 60s or 70s. I'm not sure now. I can't remember. And her husband, unfortunately, had dementia. And he would go off and with a carer and do some things during the day, specific days. And she rang us up to say, that she still feels alive as a woman and still has these, urges and needs and desires and wants to feel like a woman, wants to be touched. Because a lot of people are not touched, even within a marriage. And so we had a gorgeous gentleman who was half her age. He was in his mid-30s. And so she would send off her husband with the carer. They'd walk off to wherever they were walking off to. And so she would track him on her phone. It was really cute. And then our gentleman would come and I think she only had like an hour and a half, maybe 2, I can't remember now. And the gentleman that was coming in for the booking, he said he has never had such incredible sex with anyone. She would just pounce him the minute he would walk in because she knew she was on a time.
Yeah.
And she was just so confident and just knew what she wanted, and she didn't care about her body. Like, she didn't care what he thought, or whether she had stretch marks, or she was
value for money.
She was just really excited to have these experiences and find her mojo again, and that was really, really special and beautiful. And they had the best fun. He said it was one that stays in his mind. I still stay in touch with him because he runs his own business now. And he said that was one of his most memorable experiences, that we could sort of help her find herself and feel like a woman. So a lot of women don't have that as they get older.
That's beautiful.
That's just one story. There's a lot of beautiful stories.
Yes, thank you for sharing.
No, that's fine.
Why did you end up closing Aphrodisiac? I'm curious.
My business partner and I had to go separate ways. Okay. I think we were both burnt out. It was 6 years of hard work and also 2 years of research.
Yes.
That sort of, I think, just we needed to go. It was successful. We closed the doors, and I'm reaching out to my old clients again through via email, see if anyone, but if they come back, they come back. But in the meantime, I did my forever matchmaking for 2 years with another girlfriend, and that was through COVID. That didn't quite work, but that was okay. We gave it a good try. I think, always never be afraid. If you feel that there's a niche and there's something that you can offer people, then create it. How they say, build it and they will come.
Yes.
I truly believe by that. And no matter what age, like, always just go for it. Doesn't matter. Like, I wasn't a great student at school. I was a CD student, but I've created so many different businesses and helped so many people that you don't need to be an A+ student to get anywhere in life, really. I
think you need perseverance, and it sounds like you have it.
Yeah, definitely. You have to just want to make a difference to people's lives and in the world. I think make the world a better place for people to live in.
I think Sharon, who runs Social Blueprint, understands that philosophy very well.
Yeah. I think resilience. I think resilience is really important. People with resilience really sort of get quite far in life as well.
Yes, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
All right, now, so her confidant, there are two sides of the ledger, females and males. Females will pick up the phone, very brave, to embark on this.
Mm-hmm.
The males, I'm just curious before we get into the female, the males.
Mm-hmm.
How does a male say, hi, I'm happy to have lots of sex for you on your behalf. Sign me up.
No,
how does that work?
It doesn't actually happen like that. So what happens is they send in an email, usually, to say they're interested in working with me as a companion. And I can tell by the email whether they're just going to be time wasters or they're really good eggs. And then I'll send them off the questionnaire. So I've got about 40 questions, and that goes into a lot of psychological questions as well. I really want to know who they are in here, why they're doing it, what are the reasons, their professions. I'm working with professional women who only deserve the best. So I want the men to be at the same level, same par, and they have to have full-time jobs. So when they fill out those questions, it's 10 pages worth. It's like writing essays, and I can really tell by how they answer them and where they're coming from, whether they're going to be working with me or not, just by the questionnaire. And then if I feel they will be really perfect for her confidant, then I will call them in and have a face-to-face meeting. In the last couple of days, I've met with 4 gentlemen from all over Melbourne at the moment, and I've got people sort of inquiring from interstate as well. So I just want to make sure that they're the right people and will do justice. I think justice for the women that use the service, and the gentlemen have to be professional. They have to have a full-time job. They also have to be compassionate and sensitive and gentle, and really understand and love women, every aspect of them. A lot of them have been raised by strong women, I find, when talking to them, and when they start opening up, they've had great, strong grandmothers in their lives, mothers, sisters, so they really comes quite naturally to them.
Interesting.
When they're able to sit and talk like you and I and have a conversation. They're emotionally quite intelligent as well, and they have they're handsome in their own right as well. And they're just really good-hearted men. There are a lot of good-hearted men out there, and I just am very lucky enough to find those little gems that they actually come to me. So I'm now ranking, I think, number 1 or 2 on Google. My marketing girl has done an amazing job in only 3 or 4 weeks. So when a client or a gentleman want to sort of, do a bit of research, I'll be sort of number 1 when they Google.
Is there a lot of competition?
There's quite a few agencies, but none run like I do.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, they're just more about next. I'm always about quality. Whatever I do, it has to be about quality. That's so important. And whatever you do, and just in life and as a person, be a good quality human, be a good egg, and magic happens.
That's beautiful, and I totally agree with you. So the men might pass all of your tests on paper.
Right. So
but how do you know that when that door is closed that they can perform?
Right. So then after I meet with them physically, after I've read their questionnaire, I meet with them physically, then they have to send me a current police check, a current health check, which they go and get done regularly every 3 months. That's a must. And once I've got all that paperwork, plus I've got their current license as well on the questionnaire. So I want to know that they're legit, they're real. I do all my background check. It's really, the vetting process is really, really important. And then they will do a trial. I've got a few single female ladies who do trials for me. So they do a 2-hour simulated booking in a hotel. The gentleman will book the hotel, and the ladies will meet them downstairs in the bar. So it's like as if it's a booking, but it's not a paid booking. So I want to see how they flow. I want to see how comfortable she feels when they first meet. Is he what he is on paper? Is there chivalry? Is he asking the right questions? Is he being consentful? Is he being compassionate and empathetic? Like, just want to know how he's going to take the initiative and take control. Or whether she's going to take it. It plays on the day, like which way it goes.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm always there. I will set everything up. I'm always there before they meet. I'll say, have you met? SMS me the minute you've arrived, and then afterwards I'll talk to. And that works with all bookings as well. I'm always there to make sure I'm the wing woman with all my clients. I'm there with them throughout the whole booking if they need to, from beginning to end. So they're not alone. A lot of women, it just takes them so much effort to just pick up the phone, and they don't even know what they want when they ring up sometimes, because it's just daunting to think, oh, it's about me. Like, they don't even realise that this booking is all about them. It's not about satisfying the man. The man's there to do whatever they need to experience, have discussions, talk, physical, emotional. Sometimes they just sit there and cry because there's just so much build-up and they haven't been able to release. Wow. So, yeah, the men sort of come from all walks of life, different professions. I've worked with Arabian princes, I've worked with doctors, lawyers, you name it, I've worked with them. And they're just really incredible humans that want to make a difference in a woman's life and know the importance of the job that they do. And it's really beautiful, very special.
If you don't mind me asking, do the men get paid?
Well, of course, yeah, for the booking.
They do get paid.
For the trial you're talking about?
No, for the men to go on your books.
Yeah, they become part of my business.
Okay, understand.
So they
don't pay you, you pay them.
So the clients, the females book the gentleman.
Yes.
They'll pay me before the booking.
Yes.
And then after the booking, the gentleman, I pay 50% of the full amount.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I deserve,
you've done all the work.
They work hard, and
absolutely.
Together, I think it's equal. I know a lot of agencies do 40-60, but I think 50-50 is quite fair for both sides, and
it's lovely.
Yeah.
Very okay, amazing. And this, do you get most of your work online or from word of mouth?
A bit of both. Online a lot. Plus, I do a lot of PR. I've got a PR agent, so I'm constantly either on podcasts or I've got articles coming out that I've been interviewed with journalists. I'm still aiming to get onto TV and radio. I know that will come. I mean, I've only just launched in February and I've done so much PR already. And I know lots to come, and there's a lot of different legs to this octopus, as they say, with this business. So we will eventually have our own podcast. I'll be doing with a gentleman. My marketing girl's getting me onto Stories Daily now in the next week, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be an interesting experience for me. So it's just for people to get to know me and build that trust with clients as well, and know that when they pick up the phone, they're going to be talking to me, and I will be guiding them through whatever together. We'll go on this ride and journey together, which is really cool. Really exciting.
Sounds so fulfilling.
It is.
When your heart is in the right place.
Yeah, when you see a woman come in and she's got no confidence and she's just got no courage and she's just been beaten to the curve type of thing, and she's smart, she's beautiful, and she just doesn't know how to get back out of, the hole that she's got herself into, whether it's been a partner who's been abusing her emotionally, physically or mentally, or just through personal traumas, people have had through childhood. It's just lovely to see just within 2 hours the difference that it really makes, and how I sort of call it, a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. It's really, really incredible to see her just find her wings and fly high, and it's just beautiful, really very special.
You've mentioned 2 hours a couple of times. Are bookings 2 hours generally?
Minimum booking is 2 hours, because we used to do 1 hour, and 1 hour is just not enough, because you need to, talk to them for at least 15-20 minutes, sometimes half an hour, and then if there's intimacy involved, then that can take longer. So I don't want them to be rushed and feel that they're under pressure, but usually minimum of 2 hours. And we have overnighters, weekenders, and even holidays as companions are taken, for women who are business women who don't want a relationship. They're married to their jobs and they've just locked it in, just to take someone away on a holiday for a week and relax and have great sex, have great companionship, great conversation, laugh. The guys have a great sense of humour, which is really cool as well. It's just giving women the service that they should be having.
Beautiful. I have to ask, on a side note, did the collapse, well, not the collapse, but the security breach of Ashley Madison, did that affect you in any way?
Not at all, because I run my businesses old school, so there's nothing on the computer except for emails. Every client's file is written on paper form in those old boxes, and that's put into a cupboard in my home office under lock and key. So everything is written down on paper. There's nothing ever on websites, or the website's just there for information
Yes.
and for communication, and that's it.
That's
and
great.
everything else is in files and in paper form.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you get many women approach you because they want to be with other women?
Yes, a lot of women have had, growing up, they've had interest in, experiencing another woman. So I haven't right now, but at our previous agency, I did have a couple of ladies for bisexual experiences, which I will be doing with her confidant. I just haven't had a chance to get there, and you have to find the right women for it as well.
Yes.
So it all takes time, but we will be offering. But we do have bookings for couples, which are really huge. They were previously, and a lot of the gentlemen or partners will book a threesome for their wives or female partner. So the gentlemen are all heterosexual. There's no crossing swords, as they say. It's all about servicing the woman and giving pleasure to the woman. And sometimes the partners sit back and watch. Sometimes they participate, and the lady experiences whatever her desires and dreams, whatever she might want. So yeah, bookings of those are quite popular. But especially, if you're married and you're really comfortable with yourselves and you have a great sex life, it's just something that brings a little bit more spice to it, or
Yes.
just a different experience. They're not going to be going home with the gentleman,
Yes.
because it is a business at the end of the day. So it's a safe experience, no strings attached.
Yes. What a great service.
And it just brings the couple closer together as well. But it's not for everyone. You have to be in the right frame of mind for it.
Yes.
And some men do get jealous sometimes, but the gentlemen are quite alert and emotionally intelligent to pick up and of the vibe of the room, so they will work along with the client and the partner to make it fun. All I've heard is they've had so much fun, and then they book again for either an anniversary or her birthday or something like that. Yeah, and we do, a lot of the gentlemen do massage, so we do erotic massage, yoni massage, all that kind of stuff as well, if the lady just wants to have an experience of that. It's not all sexual. Some of them just want to sit and hold hands or talk and just be heard and listened to. It's really, really important. And just be touched. A lot of people with AI and the rate life is going in the world is right now, everyone's attached to their phones.
Yes.
And internet, and everything's on the phone. And porn and everything is great. It's got its place, but it's not how we should be having sex with one another. Watching Bridgerton has really I love it for the sensuality.
Yes.
And it just when the two of them are just standing there and they just hold their little fingers next to each other, and you can see her heart and her breath, like the excitement of that, the butterflies. People don't have that anymore. Like, I remember doing that in the 80s when I was dating, and that excitement about meeting someone, not just straight away jumping in and doing, porn straight away. Like, it's, I think we need to go back to simpler, more sensual sex and relationships, and really getting to know one another before all that sort of happens.
But it'll be interesting to see, because our children, or the younger generation, have such access to porn, and their normality has been tainted.
Yes.
That's concerning. Tell me, in terms of your clientele, do you have different nationalities, and are they seeking their own nationality, or really, because it's not a relation, they're not looking for a relationship, they're looking for an experience? It's not so much about, you find you have a client and she wants somebody of the same persuasion.
No, they're actually quite open with trying. I call it my little box of chocolates selection, and they all come from different walks of life, different nationalities, different shapes, colours, sizes, and it depends on what the client's looking for, because each gentleman brings something specific to the table. And I know the gentlemen as if they're part of my family, so I really get to know them, on a very personal level. So I will know which gentleman would be right for the client.
Amazing.
And that's how I sort of match them up as well. And that's why we had a probably 95% success rate with aphrodisiac, because we really got to know the gentlemen and what they would do, what they're comfortable with, and then to get to know the clients as well. And that's how it sort of, I wouldn't just put two people together and hope for the best, because no, it wouldn't work.
It sounds like such a personalised service.
It is.
And I believe you do a lot of counselling also.
We do. I'm not a professional psychologist, but I've read enough books. I remember reading my husband's books while he was at uni, first year uni, and I started dating him, and I'd love reading his psychology books, and then I would go through all the multiple choice and questions that he would, ask me to help him with as a first year medicine, and then a student. And then I also worked for a medical clinic for 7 years. I managed a little clinic in Elwood with my boss, Dr. George, and that was the most incredible experience. He just let me be me. I just finished year 12, didn't do great, and found this job 3 months. I think I did, within 3 months of finishing school, probably did 100 interviews. Had no experience, everyone wanted experience. And I just thought, I need to get. So I got it, and it was a traineeship back then. So I did 2 days a week at Dandenong TAFE, going from Beth, Rivkah, and then to Dandenong TAFE by train, because I lived in Carnegie. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Had the best time ever. It was just me being me, myself. It was so much fun. And then working with Dr. George, he was incredible. The people that he opened the doors to, the clients that we had, over 10,000 patients, and it was just me and him. And it was absolutely incredible. We had celebrities, all famous singers and actors. It was in Elwood. And I sort of learnt on the job with him. He was so well respected and such a incredible man, doctor, and everyone just loved him. And I think I learnt a lot from him. Although I already had a lot within myself, but I learnt a lot within those 7 years. And I had my boys then, and we just had a lot of fun. Just so much fun. I used to love getting to work. I barely even had any days off, and he'd say, "What do you need days off for? We're having fun." We'd go for 2-hour lunches. He'd take me to Ackland Street. We'd catch up with, some top designers. He had some incredible friends and people.
Doesn't it just
And I was only 19, 20, coming out of such a sheltered, Beth.
So it was like a flower opening up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was so
But it
good.
just shows you, for anyone listening, role modelling can have such a lifelong impact. So the way we behave and what we put out in genuine curiosity can really impact others. And I think we need to conclude, but I want to say thank you for coming and showing us your sense of giving in a way that's quite unusual in our community, and your curiosity and how it's helping others, and hopefully others can watch this interview and learn with your beautiful giving spirit.
No, thank you.
So thank you for coming along.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you.
So good. So thank you everyone for watching this interview with Anna Grosman of Her Confidant Male Escort Agency. Please share this link to this video with others, and go to thesocialblueprint.org.au to find community events, resources, and message board items, and many more interesting videos. Thank you.